You're going to use this on your test tomorrow. Substitution, you're going to use this method if one of your equations is already solved for you. Okay, you're going to choose whichever sub-equation is already solved. And then you're going to use it to reduce to only one type of variable. So at the beginning, you'd have x's and y's. After you substitute, you should have only x's or only y's. Then from there, you would plug in the solve value to find the other variable. So we're going to work a word problem just because they're harder. Your test only has 3 word problems on it. All the other ones are set up for you. Okay? So it says, the Robertson Junior High cheerleading squad held a bake sale. The number of cookies sold was 3 more than twice the number of cupcakes that were sold. The cheer squad sold a total of 60, it should say, cookies and cupcakes. Write a system of equations that could be used to determine x, the number of cookies, and y, the number of cupcakes. Okay, let's focus on this first sentence. The number of cookies, what letter is that? C. Let's use x here, because they actually picked letters for you. But it doesn't matter. On your test, you can use C if you want. Okay, so x is going to be the number of cookies sold, was 3 more than twice the number of cupcakes. What would I put first, the 3 more or the twice? Twice. So 2y plus 3. Okay, the next thing says they sold a total of 60. What would I do with x and y if it's a total? Good. X
plus y of plus 5.
Very good. Then from here, you would pick, on your test, it's not going to tell you, but you'd have to pick substitution. How do we know? Because of that top equation, right? Okay, this is my sub-equation. So set up your columns. I'm going to put x plus y is 60 in the middle. Then I'm going to circle my sub side, and I'm going to replace the letter that was by itself. So that x is going to go out, and this 2y stuff is going to go in. Now question, will I need parentheses?
Yes, because there's a 2.
Okay, but look here. Is there a number here? No, so I don't need parentheses. So you're looking in that middle column. If there's a number here, you need to distribute yes. If there's not a number there, you do not. So I would have 2y plus 3 plus y equals 60. From there, I'm going to combine like terms. I have 2y and another y. How many altogether? 3y plus 3 is 60. What next? Okay, I'm going to minus 3 on both sides of my equation. Hopefully you grabbed a calculator on the way in. 60 take away 3 is 57. Then divide. Now remember, y is the number of cupcakes. How many cupcakes were there? 19 cupcakes. Now, technically, you could use either one of these equations. So a lot of times, it seems like y'all prefer this one. You're like, oh, well, if they add to 60, how many are left over? 60 minus 19, how many? 41. But let's just pretend like you didn't do that, because a lot of them are not word problems. Then you would say x equals 2y, which I just found is 19, plus 3 more. So I would use this same top equation, plug in that number you just got, and find your answer. Yes, sir?
You said don't do the easy one. Solve it all.
Well, I don't mind if you can get the second number in your head. I just don't want, sometimes people just literally only turn in the answer, which looks really shady. Okay? So then x would be 41 cookies. Okay? Alright, second method is elimination. Remember, you need to choose which letters you want to eliminate, and then you need to find the least common multiple. That is the smallest number that both of your equations can match on. You're going to multiply each equation, then you're going to combine the equations, and then you're going to solve. Remember, after you solve for that first letter, you have to go back and find your second letter. Okay? So, Brenda's school, it says, is selling tickets to the spring musical. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 3 adults and 9 students for $75. What equation would that be? 3 adults, A, plus 9S, and a total of $75. That would be my first equation. Then it says the school took $67 on the second day. Now that's kind of tricky. Does 67 go on this side? No, it's going to go under the 75, right? Okay, so they took in $67 by selling 8 adults and 5 students. So 8 adults and 5 students. So notice they didn't give it to you in a perfect order, but that's okay. Then remember for your multipliers, if you can multiply 3 to get an 8, do it. Can we?
No.
No. What about 5 times it to make a 9? No, then you got to multiply both. This is where you would consider your LCM. What is 3 times 8? 24. Not too big. Okay, what about 5 times 9? 45. Which one's smaller? 24. So I'm going to choose to get rid of the A's. Now my goal is that I want to get a plus 24A on the top and a minus 24A on the bottom. Because remember, they have to be opposites to each other or they won't cross out. So if the top is a 3 and I want a 24, what would I choose as my multiplier? 8. The bottom is already an 8, but I need a negative 24. What would I multiply by? Negative 3. Very good. Then I would rewrite my system, and then I would combine my equations. Okay? So let's rewrite. The top row, we are multiplying by 8. What is 3A times 8? 3 times 8.
Oh, 24.
24A, yep. Plus?
A plus 72S equals 600.
72S equals 600. Great. Okay, and you would need probably a calculator for that. That's fine. Okay, then bottom row, we're multiplying by minus 3. 8 times minus 3 is negative 24A. What about negative 3 times 5? Negative 15S. What about negative 3 times 67?
Negative 201.
201.
See, that's what you get for trying to cheat.
Okay, add them up. These guys cross out. What is 72 S's? Take away 15 S's.
57.
57S. Other side, when I do 600, take away 201, what do I get?
399.
Great. Okay, then divide.
By 57.
Now remember, you can't have a fraction of a person, so how many students went? 7. Or actually, this is actually the price. Yeah. So never mind. Students are $7. Then what would I do from there?
Plug it in.
Okay, and remember, you can pick any of your equations. I'm just going to pick the top one, but you could pick any of those. Okay, so here we go. We're plugging in to find our second letter. So it would be 3A plus 9S, but I know now S is 7. So I'm taking this answer, I'm plugging in right here. Then what's 9 times 7? So 3A plus 63. What would I do next? Take away 63. 3A is 12 then. Good. Good job. Okay? Okay, turn over to the back. Yes, you have a test tomorrow. Good job, BB.
Miss, I'm not coming, so...
I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, last method is graphing. You're going to use this method if both your equations are already solved for y equals mx plus b. Remember that m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Remember that the y-axis is this axis up and down. So you're always beginning on that line. Then your solution is going to be the point where they cross or intersect. If your lines do not cross, what's your solution?
No solution.
Good, no solution. What about if you get the same line both times?
Infinity.
Infinity solutions. Okay, because every line would end up on both. From there, I'm going to separate my space in half. And I'm going to solve both of these for y. Then I'm going to graph them, look for where they cross. So looking at your first equation, it's y minus 2x. How do I get rid of minus 2x?
So y equals 2x plus 6.
Okay, now why would it not be 6 plus 2x?
There's a number of room to x.
Yes.
And x gets to cut in line.
X gets to cut in line. That's right. This is a 2. That doesn't really look like a 2. Pretend. Okay, from there, this is your M, this is your B. Where do I begin then?
6.
6, which is right here. Now, M is supposed to be a rise over run. So if it's a whole number like 2, remember you can always divide by 1. So I would start at 6, and then I would count up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. I could also count down 2 backwards 1, down 2 backwards 1. And if you don't feel like doing either one of those, you can use something straight and just make a relatively straight line through those dots. Now remember, you are looking for where they cross. So if you draw a really wonky, funky line, okay, then you're going to have trouble finding that spot. Okay, other equation. 3x plus y is negative 4. What would I do first? Okay, take away 3x off both sides, bless you. Remember that 3x is special, it gets to cut in line. So I would have y equals negative 3x comes first, minus 4 comes second. Question, why can I not get negative 7 if it's negative 4 minus 3 more?
Because it doesn't have an x.
Yes, this has an x, that doesn't, they're not like terms. From there, where would I begin? Negative 4. And then if it's negative 3, that's the same as negative 3 over 1. So I would count down 3 to the right 1. Make sure when you do a negative slope, you can't make both of them negative. So you can't go down and to the left. Double negatives cross each other out. You don't want that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, say for instance, like it was a number, like it was a negative 3y. And can you...
You divide by negative 3.
So the bottom would make...
You just make either, if it was already negative, they'd cross out and be positive, or you'd put it on the top. I would just always put the negative on the top.
So if the bottom would make...
Correct. Technically, it doesn't really matter, but it's just easier if you always do it the same. Okay? So I went down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, then I get to the very edge of my graph. Well, then I can also just reverse that. So I could go up 3, backwards 1, up 3, backwards 1. Great. Oh crap, my line sucks. Just pretend. Okay, I can see that they cross negative 2, 2. Okay, now make sure on your test tomorrow that you connect your dots, make 2 lines, and then write where they cross. They'll cross at a whole number. Okay?